It would help, wouldn't it, if one of us were to unmute ourselves, I guess. Welcome to episode 41 of the Shanty Sessions. Good evening to everyone who's watching. We've got a few already, and I guess that's in no small part down to a song called Soon May Tut Weller Man Come. But anyway, you are very, very welcome, whether you've been with us from the start or whether this is your first one with us. We've been broadcasting weekly since the 16th of March when the COVID-19 pandemic really caused a stir here in the UK, and it meant that our beloved Rogue Shanty chorus could no longer meet together. So we've been kind of delivering this as a kind of an online rehearsal or an excuse to bring a community together. Over to you, Paul.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. As Stephen said, episode number 41 of the Shanty Sessions. If you've missed any of those previous 40 sessions, you can find them all on our Facebook page, the Rogue Shanty Chorus or the Rogue Shanty Boys. Get on down there as soon as this is over and watch all 40 of those episodes, and this one will also be available after you've seen it right now. You can also watch us on YouTube, and I see that at least some of our watchers are watching on our YouTube our YouTube channel. It's in very, very clear definition on YouTube, so please excuse my complexion.
And look, while you're at it and while we're talking at you, please click share, won't you? And yeah, give us a like and a share. If somebody sees something on your wall, they're more likely to watch it than if we ask them to. But anyway, enough said. What should we do,
Well,
Paul?
I'm going to go to some comments. So not quite enough said. First off, we have Carly Franklin coming straight at us with evening, Stephen, Paul, and everyone. Evening, everyone. That's what Carly says. Also, what Michelle Gallagher says. Good evening, everyone. Little tiny wave. Good evening, Michelle. Lovely to have you with us. Also lovely to have Maggie Clark. Hello, everyone. Tuesday again already. Maggie. It's crazy, isn't it, Maggie? I don't know about you, but for me, the days go very slowly and the weeks go pretty quick. That's lockdown life for you. Linda Boyce says, hi, everyone. Hope everyone is well. Me too. I hope they're all well. And Chris Collins says, good evening, all. Finally made it now. Chris is one of our newer Rogue Shanty Chorus members, having joined us way back in the early days of our live streams, but we consider her one of ours. And so thank you very much, Chris, for joining us. Jackie Draper says, evening all. Evening to the Drapers. Evening all. Looking forward to a sing-song, says Anne Howard. Lovely Sally Hardman says, hey, Happy New Year, everyone. Of course, it's the first time you've joined us this new year, I think. So a very warm welcome to Sally and John.
Okay.
One more from Jonathan Breendell. Good afternoon here in the States. Well, good afternoon, Jonathan. We've been enjoying quite a few people joining us from the States, and you're one of the more recent ones. So very warm welcome to Jonathan. And Martha Knox Forrester says, hello, everyone. Anyway, enough of all that hellos. There'll be some more, I'm sure, and we'll endeavour to get to your comments as soon as we can. And
so I think there's a little hashtag that we need to address, which is Shanty Talk. And Shanties have gone a bit viral on particularly on TikTok, but actually they've just been extremely busy everywhere. And we thought that we might actually pick up some extra people as a result of that, because it's been a huge resurgence just within the last few days. It was trending on TikTok to, I think the hashtag had been used like 16 million times or something. But consequently, there may be some people coming along and thinking, well, are there other songs as catchy as Soon May the Weller Man Come? And let me tell you, yes, there is. But you might not completely know what a shanty is, because technically Weller Man is not a shanty, but a wailing song, or kind of a wailing song. So I thought I'd just give you a very quick overview of the different types of maritime songs there are. First, there are the work songs, the shanties, and they're divided into short drag or short haul, long drag, halyard, windlass, and capstan songs, plus pumping shanties. The whaling shanties reflect the harshness and the danger of working aboard a whaling ship, typically at sea for a long time, 6 months to 2 years or more. A whaler's life was often considered quite short-lived, and the work was grueling and completely wretched, and it was the whaling shanty that kind of gave them the courage to stay the course in the midst of these terrible circumstances, the foul stench, the life-threatening risks, and so on. And then we also have the forebitters, or also known as the forecastle or the forecastle shanties, which are often kind of slow jam ballads. That's a modern term. Slow jam ballads that tell of some kind of historical event, take their name from a part of the ship where the singing usually took place outside the work. The four bits or the forecastle, the crew's quarters. And there you have it, different kinds of shanties and what they do. And essentially, the shanties themselves served to bring together the coordination and the duties of men on board, to synchronize the rhythm back in the days when the only power on board a ship really was muscle power. So before the advent of the steaming engine. So there's some shanties. Let's give them a song, Paul. Me or thee? I don't mind.
Well, since you mentioned it, do you want to give them the most famous shanty right now?
Oh yeah. I'm going to do that then. I just need to.
We're not to a bandwagon or two. We're quite happy to jump on it. We've been riding this bandwagon for a while now, the shanty wagon, and quite a good ride it is too. So when it explodes like that on social media, we're actually very, very pleased that more people can enjoy shanties. And if it brings a few more people in, such as Paul Graham Thomas, who says, he says,
she
"Hi,
said,
hello, listening in for the first time." Well, you're very welcome, Paul. Hope you like this one. I'm sure everyone's getting a little bit of fatigue with "Soon May the Wellerman Come," but it has been requested, and we endeavour to meet the requests. We can't necessarily meet them on the night, but if you have a particular shanty in mind, we'll do our best to bring it to you for the next session.
Actually, Paul, maybe you would do the How You Heard It Boy, because I'm going to very quickly tune my guitar.
Yes, I will. So just a little note to anyone who's tuning in for the first time. Stephen and I, we come from Lowestoft in Suffolk. And that is the most easterly town in the whole of the UK. So in the little bum section of Great Britain, the bump nearest to Europe, Lowestoft is based in the most easterly part. It's a little tip of that. Now, we have lots of strange colloquial sayings, and in 1823 there was a book that you're seeing now called Suffolk Words and Phrases. It was published by Edward Moore, who collected lots and lots of different Suffolk words and phrases and put them in his book. And we ask weekly, "How you heard it, boy?" We take a pick from the book, and this week it is Hudrin. Hudrin. Anybody want to hazard a guess what that might mean? Please do put your answers in the comments. They can be cheeky, fun, not too rude because we have a family audience, but a little bit rude is always funny. You won't win anything even if you do guess it right. Please don't cheat by Googling it and checking up on the internet, because that's no fun. But let us know what you think that word means. Hudrin. Hudrin.
So I'm going to just bring the lyrics in. Number 60 in our folders, for those who have folders. If you don't, fret not, because the lyrics are on the screen. And do you know what? I'm sure you know them anyway. I'm sure you know them extremely well. But anyway, this is a song called Soon May the Wellerman Come. There once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was the Billy O.T. The wind blew harder, bowed it down. Oh, blow me, bully boys, blow. Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us timber and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She had not been 2 weeks from shore when down on her right whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow. Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Before the boat had hit the water, the whale's tail came up and caught her. All hands to the side, harpooned and fought her when she dived down below. Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Before the boat had hit the water, the whale's tail came up and caught her. Hands to the side, harpooned and fought her when she dived down below. Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. No line was cut, no whale was free. The captain's mind was not hungry, but he belonged to the Wellerman's creed. He took that ship in tow. Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. For 40 days or even more, the line went slack and tight once more. All boats were lost, there were only 4, but still that whale did go. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum, and one day when the tonguing is done, take our leave and go. As far as I've heard, the fight's still on, the line's not caught and the whale's not gone. The wellerman makes his regular call to encourage the captain, crew, and all. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar, tea, and rum, and one day when the tonguing is done, take our leave and go. We'll take our leave and go. Take our leave and go. Okay, so I don't know where Paul's gone.
Right,
oh, there he is. There he is.
Very nicely done.
Let's talk to you a little bit about the Wellerman, shall we? Go on, Paul.
Yeah.
So
one thing in particular that we're looking for is Paul Graham Thomas asks, "What's tonguing? What does tonguing mean, Stephen? Do you know?"
Yes, it's what they do with. Well, I mean, I'm sure there's many a definition, but I think in the maritime sense,
see if they match up.
I think it's. Are you going to correct me if I'm wrong, or do you want me to get my book out?
What to hit me with?
Yeah, tonguing, as I understand it, references the what they do with the wood. So as they kind of splice the wood together, would that be right, Paul? Do you think?
That is something that they do with the wood, but in this particular instance, I think it means that the lips and the tongue of the whale weren't something that was particularly valuable, so it would be thrown back in to feed other whales, I think. So it's a case of the tonguing being a kind of a discarding.
Got it. Yeah. Thank you.
It's something known as the law of the tongue.
The law of the tongue. There you go. Okay. So have we got a few more comments? Oh, I'm going to talk about the Soon May the Wellerman Come, aren't I?
Yeah, so, go on then.
I mean, we've got this beautiful song, and I listened to the version that was originally put on by the Scottish guy, and what wonderful, very ethereal version, beautiful version, obviously less robust than ours and a bit more kind of atmospheric and beautiful. But you kind of hear these songs, and then you get a viral song go round, and sometimes you want a little context, don't you? And so I guess hopefully we'll give you that. But the idea is that we do bring a little bit of kind of context and hopefully education to this as well. So we don't just blitz through the songs, but we talk about their kind of background and their provenance. And also particularly we're interested in songs from East Anglia, of which this absolutely wasn't. So this was based on a whaling ship that sailed out of New Zealand, and in particular with a struggle it had with a kind of a legendary whale. And this whale, actually eyewitness accounts do say that this whale was not actually so big as the legend suggested, and in fact someone said maybe it grew an inch for every year the legend lived on. But the Weller brothers were actually real brothers, and a shipping company based in Sydney, Australia, that sailed to New Zealand, and they were a major shore whaling company based between both New Zealand and Australia in the 1830s and 40s. And over the years, they had a lot of ships which serviced these stations. And the wellerman, the actual person who is the wellerman, is the boat or the skipper. It can be the boat or the skipper that brings supplies to these stations and takes away the oil that has been accumulated, the whale oil or the blubber, since their last visit. And we found this in a book called Folk Songs of New Zealand by Chris Morgan. But it's absolutely a shore whaler song. So in that way, it's a kind of a subgenre of whaling songs. Usually they're sung out at the bleak, miserable open seas where men have been for a long time and seen nobody but their crewmates. And in this sense, the guys were not only being visited by the wellerman, but singing about him and saying, soon may he come to bring the supplies, the sugar, the tea, the rum. So there you go.
Well, there's lots of comments, but I'm going to plow straight into another song, and we'll come to the comments in just a minute. Keep them coming in. Keep clicking share, please, so everyone else in your friends list can enjoy, hopefully, this evening's number 41 episode. Anyway, this next song is number 20 in the Rogue Shanty Chorus catalogue, and it is called Blood Red Roses. This is a song that was requested, I think, by Martha Knox Forrester last week on our social time Zoom after the after the episode, and we'll be doing that again tonight. Anyway, Blood Red Roses. We'll be displaying the lyrics, and we would love to know that you're singing along with us at home. Our boots and clothes is all in pawn. Go down, you blood red roses, go down. It's bleeding drafty round Cape Horn. Go down, you blood red roses, go down. Oh, you pinks and posies, go down, you blood red roses, go down. It's round Cape Horn that we must go. Go down, you blood red roses, go down. Round Cape Stiff through ice and snow. Go down, you blood red roses, go down. Oh, you pinks and posies, go down, you blood red roses, go down. My dear old mother wrote to me. Go down, you blood red roses, go down. Sunday sun come home from sea. Go down, you blood red roses, go down. Oh, you pinks and posies, go down, you blood red roses, go down. It's growl you may, but go you must. Go down, you blood red roses, go down. If you growl too much, your head they'll bust. Go down, you blood red roses, go down. Oh, you pinks and posies, go down, you blood red roses, go down. It's round Cape Horn you've got to go. Go down, you blood red roses, go down. That is where them whalefish blow. Go down, you blood red roses, go down. Oh, you pinks and posies, go down, you blood red roses, go down. The girls are waiting right ahead. Go down, you blood red roses, go down. A long strong pull will shift the dead. Go down, you blood red roses, go down. Oh, you pinks and posies, go down, you blood red roses, go down. You've got your advance to see you'll go. Go down, you blood red roses, go down. To chase the whales through the frost and snow. Go down, you blood red roses, go down. Oh, you pinks and posies, go down, you blood red roses, go down. It's one more pull and that'll do. Go down, you blood red roses, go down. We're the boys to kick her through. Go down, you blood red roses, go down. Oh, you pinks and posies, go down, you blood red roses, go down.
Very nice, Paul. Very nice. So we've got a few comments. I don't know, did you pick up Mandy's comment?
No, I think we should start up the top here with Carly Franklin, who says, can you believe it's a year tomorrow since we did the Ancestry shows? Love being in it, which I think has prompted Mandy's comment.
Yeah, but also Sally's. I know. I was saying the same thing to John just the other day. Unless she was saying that in response to Pat Briggs saying, evening, everyone. Nice to be with you again. But yeah, Mandy Rawlins says, hi, boys. Can't get windy old weather out of my head. Yeah. Jackie Draper says, huddering. Maybe shivering. Good guess. Linda Boyce says, huddering. Lumbering along. Nice. Marianne. Hello, Marianne. She says, hello. All finally made it. Keyboard locked up and I had to reboot. Dope. Crazy. Charlie Moore says, crazy. Not sure what she's on about unless it's a request for a Willie Nelson song. And Linda also says, what does when the tonguing is done mean? Well, hopefully you got that, Linda, but you can rewind these streams now. So if you didn't, you can just check it. And then Jay Canham says, just joined. Tonguing. Did I miss the Weller Man? Well, I sincerely hope so, Jay. Otherwise, this might be something else completely. And Adrian Kern McClintock says they needed several people to cut the whale's tongue out. Huge muscle, of course, and it took quite a while. Yeah, good point to kind of address the fact that certainly, towards the end of the industry, they were encouraged to use everything from the whale. So not just the blubber, but they used absolutely everything, and they made lipstick for ladies out of it. They made kids mint gums. On and on and on. But a few more comments pertaining to the song, maybe. 3 claps from Michelle. 3 and a nice from Charlie. And Martha says, wow, that was great. Thanks, Paul. Adrian says, then again, it might well mean something dirtier. Many sea shanties didn't have double, triple, even quadruple meanings. Yeah, I mean, we often say not so much a double entendre as just a single. There's just one obvious meaning to many of them. But yeah, of course, yeah, absolutely. And then Carol says, evening all. And Jay Canham, I think, is laughing. We'll take that as a laugh. Yeah. Well, so I think I'm just going to do something with my phone because an alarm keeps going off. And last time I was playing guitar and I couldn't do a thing about it. So I had to just let it happen. I was wondering what the noise was, and it wasn't even my guitar. But I spoke a bit, I think it was on the last session, maybe the session before, but I spoke a bit about in 1752, the introduction of the Gregorian calendar messed things up a bit, really. By 12 days in September, the calendar moved everything 12 days ahead. And I talked a bit about that and the idea that it certainly upset a lot of people, and many of them took to the streets saying, bring back our 12. And that prompted a lot of interest, really, because well, for many reasons, I think we answered a few messages and comments that we had. But why I'm talking about that now is because on the 17th of January, which was just 2 days ago, 17th of January was known traditionally in England as Old Twelvey, and was celebrated as Old Twelvey, which is Old Twelfth Night. So instead of being the 5th into the 6th, so 12th night, another kind of peculiarism is 12th night was not just the one day, but it was the 12th night on the 5th, the evening preceding the actual celebration. So it was from 6 p.m. on the 5th of January into the whole day of the 6th. But however, those old Twelvies, those people who would not stick to this newfangled Gregorian calendar, they insisted on celebrating the custom of wassailing, which was traditionally done on 12th night, on the 17th, because that was their 12th night traditionally. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about that, and then I'm going to do a song. And if I can find it, I'm just going to look through. Yeah, so wassailing, although I'm going to actually sing you a specific wassail song, I found a beautiful song a while back in this book here called The Fellowship of Song, Popular Singing Traditions in East Suffolk by Jeanette Dunn, and actually references many establishments and inns and pubs that are not too far from us, in particular the Blackshall Inn near Snape, and several others, the Eelsford Inn too. I'm just going to very quickly search for a song. And when we're talking about the song that I'd like to sing, which is part of the wassail tradition, which was Blessing of the Apple Trees. And this was done before house wassailing became a thing. So the wassail actually used to be sung usually in the orchard, and it wasn't until several hundred years later, actually into the Middle Ages, that house wassailing became the thing. And that was actually used as a way that the feudal lord of the manor could offer out some public kind of charity or show some goodwill that was prearranged to give some kind of seasonal offering to people. And eventually that kind of made its way into the practice of carol singing, which happened earlier prior to Christmas. But prior to, and we know that through such carols now, Give Us Some Figgy Pudding, which is not really too far away from the idea of the apple blessing song. But prior to that, there would be the village folk, the rural people, the farm hands and the labourers. They would make their way to the orchard and they would sing to the apple tree to kind of bless it for the forthcoming season. And they would be led by the green man. He would dress himself in holly and various leaves and adornments, and various branches were attached to his arms. And he would lead the crew, and they would sing various songs for many reasons, really. And we talked a bit about this in several streams ago, the idea that the orchards and apple trees, certainly in the village, were tied closely to the thoughts of fertility for couples within the villages. So I'm just going to find, I'm going to see if I can share the lyrics for this one. And I did do this quite a few sessions ago, and it's a song called Here's to the Old Apple Tree. But because we're just a couple of days past Old Twelvey, which is the old 12th night, the 17th, 12 days later than the 5th into the 6th, this is what I want to sing now. Hats full, caps full, bushel, sacks full, and my pockets full to huzzah. Here's to the old apple tree, whence thou mayest blow, and whence thou mayest bud, and whence thou mayest bear apples in no. Hats full, caps full, bushel, sacks full, and my pockets full to huzzah. Give us a crop of good apples ripe, and whence thou mayest bear. Red and well rounded, the good juicy type. Hats full, caps full, bushel, sacks full, and my pockets full to huzzah. Here is our ale, now drink of it well, and whence thou mayest fall, and give us good apples of which we can tell. Hats full, caps full, bushel, sacks full, and my pockets full to huzzah, huzzah, and my pockets full to huzzah. So here's to the old apple tree, and it's in this wonderful book, The Fellowship of Song by Jeanette Dunn. Popular singing traditions in East Suffolk, which is where we are, Suffolk in East Anglia in England.
So I'm going to go back to our Suffolk word and phrase, because Stephen and I are from Lowestoft, Suffolk, the most easterly town, and that's where the Rogue Shanty choruses usually run. Now, if you are not an actual member of the Rogue Shanty chorus, you might want to know that they look a bit like this. This is a group of us, and not quite the full group, but as you can see, a good number of people on that stage during a sellout show that we conducted at the Seagull Theatre in Lowestoft, which is our home, I guess. And they are a wonderful group of people. They meet to sing sea shanties, led by Stephen, myself, and Andy, who is our percussionist. You can see him just further back from the orange life ring. There he is, enjoying himself. Anyway, that's what the Rogue Shanty chorus looks like, and at least for tonight, you're all honorary members. Now, because we're from Suffolk, we like to celebrate Suffolk words and phrases as listed in the book of the same name by Edward Moore from 1823. This week's How You Heard It Boy is huddering. What do you think huddering means? Huddering. Now, we've had a few guesses already. Huddering. What is it? Who knows? Well, we'd like you to guess, but we don't want you to have a cheeky look on the internet. So ventured a few guesses. Linda Crystal, there is the book. There is the book. Linda Crystal Young has wondered. She muses, does huddering mean packaging or bundling? Could be. Ooh. Could be, but we're not going to tell you till the end of the session. And now also, Janice Marjoram says, hello, each and all. Dave Vanderbroeker says, hello, everyone. Hi, Dev. And Paul Graham Thomas gives Stephen a lemon. Oh, it's an apple.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks for the apple. Charlie Moore, she says fab. 3 rounds of applause. Marion Bouchert gives 3. Carly Franklin gives 3. That makes 9 in total. And we're at danger here of looking like a fruit machine.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. Need to be careful.
The jackpot, whatever it is. And Sally Hardman says huddering. Could it mean heavy rain, as in it's huddering down outside again? Yeah, well, that's Storm Christoph for you in this part of the world. And pretty severe it's going to be, so stay safe, everyone. Anyway, I'd like to sing you a song now. This was requested by no other than Maggie Clark, and she's been asking for it for a long time, which is a fact that seems to have evaded myself and Stephen. It's called The Frozen Logger, and it's written by James Stevens. Maggie knows it from Alex Campbell's version. I know it from Johnny Cash's version, which has it's quite low, being Johnny Cash, and it also has a key change. So I'm going to try and get my fingers around that key change and probably make a pig's ear of it. Now, The Frozen Logger, as I said, by James Stevens. It's an American folk song. It was written in 1928, and it was published not until 1949. It's a tall tale song which makes reference to a logger being identifiable by the habit of stirring his coffee with his thumb. Now, James Stevens was in fact himself a logger. He was an American author as well as composer, born in Albia, Iowa, He lived in Idaho from a young age and based much of his later novel, Big Jim Turner, on his childhood spent in logging camps. He fought in World War I and came back into the woods and sawmills of Oregon. And as I said, in his book, in his books, he researched logging history and wrote about the logging industry and also about conservation. Even in the 1940s, a man of the industry himself, he was very concerned with how that industry was going even back then. Anyway, it's called The Frozen Logger. I hope you enjoy it. It goes like this. As I stepped out one morning into a small cafe, a 40-year-old waitress to me these words did say. She said, "I see, sir, that you're a logger and not just a common bum, 'cause nobody but a logger stirs his coffee with his thumb. My lover was a logger, there's none like him today. If you pour a little whiskey on it, he'd beat a bale of hay. My lover came to see me, 'twas on one freezing day. He threw his arms around me and he broke 3 vertebrae. I saw my lover leaving, trudging through the snow, up going gaily homeward at 48 below. The weather tried to freeze him, it tried its level best. At 1,000 degrees below zero, he buttoned up his vest. It froze clear through to China, it froze to the stars above. At 1,000,000 degrees below zero, it froze my logger love. And so I lost my lover, and to this cafe I come, and here I wait until someone stirs his coffee with his thumb. Frozen Logger, and that's requested by Maggie Clark.
Lovely, very nice. I like that. Very much. Thank you to Maggie for the recommendation and the badgering, because sometimes it takes a bit of badgering until we get around to something. Speaking of which, we are having a post virtual rehearsal, post live stream rehearsal, social. After this stream at 8:30, we usually have been finishing around 9 p.m. But last session and this session, we're finishing at 8:30, and we would love to invite any members to come and join us on Zoom after this, just for 30 minutes. So you have to be quick. Just a quick catch up. You don't have to say anything if you just want to come and see some other faces, and if you've been a bit lonely, or you're very welcome to come and talk the hind legs off a donkey. How to get on there? Now, you need to have Zoom installed, but if you visit our webpage, www.thevoicecloud.co.uk/Zoom, you will find all the details on there, which will enable you to join the meeting. Okay, so 8:30 p.m. on the dot, we'll say. At least one of us will be in there, and we'd love to see as many of you as possible. Saw quite a few regulars last time, and that was lovely, but we'd love to get a few more in, and details on the screen at the bottom. So I think I'm going to do a song now, and this blimey, I mean, you could use any number of books that we've got that this is in. Dorflinger's Songs of the Sailor and the Lumberman. William Main Dorflinger, an American folk singer and ethnomusicologist. Obviously, Alan Lomax, or along with John Lomax, American ballads and folk songs. In particular, though, we're kind of doing the English version, which is based in the Oxford Book of Sea Songs by Roy Palmer. And this is a song called Blow Ye Winds, and it talks about the call going out for whalermen in New England. So it is recognized as being an American song, but the song warns about the conditions that the potential recruit will face, the boarding masters, hard times at sea, and it's taken from the real life journal of Anne Elizabeth Swift, 1859. And I did mean to kind of do a bit of research. You'll find out after the last time I mentioned this, was this most likely a stowaway, or was she talking as the either the wife or the widower of a whalerman? But anyway, so maybe we'll do that for next time. Generally, as well, I guess it should be said that whalermen were considered the lowest form of sailors. Most of them had to be extremely desperate, either for work or more likely the money, or in fact, the boat had to be desperate for them. So there was a process called shanghaiing, which is kind of similar to press ganging, that the kind of recruitment, we'll call it recruitment tool that the Navy used to use. And many a man would find himself as a crew member on board a whaling ship by being a drunkard in an inn or an alleyway, and find himself waking up upon a whaling ship knowing that there's no going back. Often had no crewing, whaling or sailing experience whatsoever. And this, although this is quite a hearty song melodically, lyrically, it tells another story. So we're going to crack on with this. This is, we're talking about Wellerman, and that is Wellerman, by the way, W-E-L-L-E-R, the song we sung earlier. Soon may the Wellerman, not Whalerman, although it is a whaling song, a shore whaling song. It does absolutely talk about the Wellerman, and this is a whaling song too. So enough said. I'm going to bring the lyrics up on the screen. You're very welcome to join in. We'd love you to sing up, won't you? Tis advertised in Boston, New York and Buffalo, 100 hardy sailors wailing for to go, singing, blow you into morning, blow you into all the way around here, and blow, boys, blow. They tell you of the clipper ships are running in and out. They say you'll take 500 whales before you're 6 months out, singing, blow you into morning, blow you into all the way running gear, and blow, boys, blow. Skippers on the afterdeck are squinting at the sails when up above the lookout spots, mighty school of whales singing, blow your winds in the morning, blow your winds all the way running gear, and blow, boys, blow. Then lower down the boats, my boys, and after him we'll travel. But if you get too near his tail, kick you to the devil, singing, blow you into the morning, blow you into all the way running gear, and blow, boys, blow. And now that he is ours, my boys, will bring him alongside. Then over with our blubber hooks and rob him of his hide, singing, blow you into morning, blow you into all the way running gear, and blow, boys, blow. When we get home, our ship made fast, and we get through our sailing, a brimming glass around past, and this blubber whaling, singing, blow you into morning, blow you into all the way running gear, and blow, boys, blow. Blow you into morning, blow you into all the way running gear, and blow, boys, blow, blow, boys, blow, blow, boys, blow.
Very nice indeed, Stephen. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you kindly, sir.
Lots and lots come in. Now, in terms of huddering, our Suffolk word or phrase, Jay Canham, does it mean carrying something? Well, we're going to have to find out, aren't we? Cat Briggs wonders, does it mean huddling together? Could be, huddering. Martha Knox Forrester, she says, could it be topical and be locked in? Yeah, I guess it's
very good.
Huddering together, yeah. Huddering down. Andy Marr simply says, hi, everyone. And now that will prompt... a lot
of people say, oh, Andy. Yeah. We like Andy more than them two.
Now, Sandra Warner, does huddering mean to bunch up together like huddle? Well, that seems to be a popular theme. Charlie Moore says, cool. Don't know why. And Maggie Clark says, many thanks. You're welcome, Maggie. It's a lovely song. And I hadn't heard the Alex Campbell version, so thank you for introducing me to that.
Yeah.
Paul Graham Thomas gives Stephen 3 rounds of applause. And Sue Day says, like your choice, Maggie, of the Frozen Lager. Thanks, Paul. You're welcome. Very welcome. And Jay Canham, trying to zoom into the map behind Stephen, intrigued. That is, well, I've looked at that many times myself, Jay. It's a bit of a, if you like motion pictures, you would like that map.
Yeah, it's Jay. I'll put you out of your misery very quickly, Jay. It's a film map, which I'm sure you can just about make out, but it's got in there different references of various films. So there's Sunset Boulevard, there's the Field of Dreams, there's the Jurassic Park, Reservoir Dogs. You know, there's greenery, there's roads, there's urban, there's rural, and so on. And very cleverly put together. Every single road has got a film reference. That's it.
This is, and a good one is Linda Boyce says, tried to join you last week but couldn't find the link. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Linda. Shame not to have you. It's there on our Facebook page if you want to go back, if you're at a loose end at some point and you want to check it out again. Joining us all the way from YouTube, because we are on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, is David and Janet Woods. Great program as usual. That's very kind of you to say that, and it's not because we pay them to. Martha Knox Forrester gives Stephen 3 rounds of applause. Sandra Warner says, I love this one. I love that one as well. It's a big old tune to get our lungs and voices around when we're together. And unfortunately, we haven't been together for some time, the Road Shanty Chorus, but we appreciate you joining us right here online. Michelle Gallagher gives 4 rounds of applause. Maggie Clark gives 3. Sally Hardman gives 3 as well.
Whoa, lovely. A lot of likes and loves for that. Thank you very much. Anyway.
Sorry, I was just looking at my calendar. Hi, Pat Ding. Came to watch us as a friend of mine to one of our shows.
Good. Oh, that's brilliant. Good.
Yep. And
now.
Yeah, I'm going to. Another request we had at our Zoom social at the end of last week's episode was called No Purchase, No Pay. It was one that I wasn't familiar with, so I had a little research, because we thoroughly research these episodes, and it's believed to be from the 17th century. No purchase, no pay is a phrase used by pirates and privateers of the 17th century in particular to describe the conditions under which participants were expected to join expeditions or raids. The phrase describes a remuneration arrangement similar to a commission. So that's good. Anyway, no purchase, no pay goes a bit like this. I was down on my luck in the Isle of Tortuga, starving to death, when I heard a man say, I got the fastest square rigger in all the West Indies, and I need 40 men who can help me away. When I asked the old salt of the work he was meaning, he said, taking the fat Spanish ships on the sea. When I asked of me wages or all me hard labour, he threw back his head and he bellowed at me. No purchase, no pay is the rule of the day. If we don't take a prize, then you'll go empty-handed. You'll fight like a dog to help like a fine jewel. If anyone stands against us, you'll help them to die. We shipped out on Friday to ply the sweet trade. We weren't gone a week when we spied our fair prey. 3 fat Spanish ladies stalled out to windward, but we had the surprise and we seized the day. We engaged them full on and we fought like the devil, one of us, three of them, yet we won't let them flee. And I had just one question for our rugged sea captain: why did you never say they'd be firing at me? No purchase, no pay is the rule of the day. If we don't take a prize, then you'll go empty-handed. You'll fight like a dog to help pluck a fine jewel. If anyone stands against us, you'll help them to die. We fired our big guns and we captured those galleons. They were as full of gold as 3 galleons could be. I made a small fortune from my one adventure and retired from a short career in piracy. Now I sit here in this fine London tavern, drinking the best that my money will buy. I'll work and I'll fight and I'm still a fine sailor, but there ain't enough money to pay me to die. No purchase, no pay is the rule of the day. If we don't take a prize, then you'll go empty-handed. You'll fight like a dog to help pluck a fine jewel. If anyone stands against us, you'll help them to die. No purchase, no pay is the rule of the day. If we don't take a prize, then you'll go empty-handed. You'll fight like a dog to help pluck a fine jewel. If anyone stands against us, you'll help them to die. You'll help them to die. That's called No Purchase, No Pay. And Stephen's going to go straight into the next song, whatever that is. I wonder what he's got in store for us. Could be something very special. He's not ready. Anyway, I'm going to give you another song now. What time are we on? Yeah, we've got time for a couple more. This next one is one that we haven't sung for quite a while on our sessions. So I thought it was about time to get it ready. It's a story song. And it's called... Are you ready? Yeah, he's ready. Okay.
Sorry, did I miss something? I do beg your pardon.
That's right. Only most of the...
Only you trying to solo me. Okay, I'm going to give you a wassail song. Wassail, wassail all over the town. Our toasted is white and our ale is brown, and our bowl it is made from the white maple tree. With a wassailing bowl we'll drink to thee. And here's to young David, and to his right cheek. May God bring our David a rough piece of meat, and a rough piece of meat that we may all see. With a wassailing bowl we'll drink to thee. Wassail, wassail all over the town. Our toast it is white and our ale it is brown, and our bowl it is made from the white maple tree. With a wassailing bowl we'll drink to thee. And here's to our Owen, and to his right eye. May God bring our Owen some possible thigh, and some possible thigh that we may all see. With a wassailing bowl we'll drink to thee. Wassail, wassail all over the town. Our toast it is white and our ale it is brown, and our bowl it is made from the white maple tree. With a wassailing bowl we'll drink to thee. And here is to Emma who blows on the horn. May God bring our Emma a smile by the morn, and a smile by the morn that we may all see. With a wassailing bowl we'll drink to thee. Wassail, wassail all over the town. Our toast it is white and our ale it is brown, and our bowl it is made from the white maple tree. With a wassailing bowl we'll drink to thee. With a wassailing bowl we'll drink to thee. With a wassailing bowl we'll drink to thee. So a wassailing song, and in fact the wassailing song, he says, some wonderful versions out there of that, but that is one of the wassailing songs. And actually a wassail was obviously to ways hail means be well, and be well is the retort brought back to you, and to actually pass around a wassail bowl, there'd be a number of things in there, particularly in the rural communities, whatever they could grab, but usually warmed ale, wine or cider, often blended with spices, just maybe to give it some kick, but also to possibly prolong the life and give it some something slightly longer than it needed to, maybe an egg or two, and then served in a huge bowl and passed around as the wassail. So certainly not something that we could do in these COVID times, passing around a wassail bowl. But as I mentioned earlier, 2 days ago being Old Twelvey, so the old 12th night, 12 days after the current 12th night, based on the fact that the Gregorian calendar was introduced in 1752, and it messed everything up. And the old resolutes, kind of staunch Twelvies, stuck to that and insisted that 12th night was on the 17th. And 12th night traditionally being the night or the evening that wassail songs were sung.
So we've got a few comments. 3 rounds of applause from Maggie Clark. Thank you very much, Maggie. Nice wassail, says Paul Graham Thomas. Nice. And Carly Franklin says, that sound really nice. Thank you. Rachel Eldridge says, I'm late, but they sounded great. Rachel, did you catch I sang a song specifically for you, No Purchase, No Pay? No worries if you didn't catch it, but hope you did. Otherwise, all that effort for nothing. Not for nothing, of course, because I enjoyed your suggestion. So thank you very much for the recommendation and the request. What time are we on? Yeah, we've got time. If you're free, why don't you join us on Zoom in about 8 minutes' time when we finish this episode? We're going to go over to there and we'll have a good old chat with you all. Because
yes, we will.
Yeah, we miss seeing our Road Shanty chorus, and we've gathered a lot of new friends along the way that we're making honorary Shanty members, and it's a lovely chat, especially when everyone's holed up at home, or if you are going to work. Sometimes it's very, very isolated, isn't it? So why don't you pop on there afterwards and join us? We'd love to say hello to everyone. David Janet Woods says, as sung by Old Glory Molly on Plough Monday. Well, exactly.
Yeah, and since this is the one of the times of the year for Old Glory Molly dancers, let's give them a mention. We did a couple of sessions ago, in fact, but they've not been able to step out with their hobnail boots at all last year, as I understand it. So, or maybe in January last year, but certainly not through Plough Monday as they often do. But David is actually a founder member of that group, and they're a wonderful group that celebrate and repeat the customs of the old farmhands and ploughboys, which is often based around heavy dancing by the men and provided music by the ladies in order to persuade wealthier people than they to part with their money and see these poor farmhands and ploughboys through the leaner, cupboard empty months, such as they often had to face being farmhands once they got through and to winter. And David was a founder member, and Sue, one of our other members, is a current member. So wonderful group, quite a thing to see, and hopefully we'll be able to see them again.
In the meantime, in honour of the Storm Christoph, which is about to batter the east coast of the UK, where we're from, I thought I'd give you a song called 10, which is a commemorative song. It's described as a ballad in memory of the fishermen from Hull and Grimsby who lost their lives in the gale of the 8th and 9th of February, 1889. It's called 10. That's how many fishermen lost their lives. And in the chorus, it's sung, 70 were lost from Grimsby town, from Yarmouth down to Scarborough, many hundreds more were drowned. And the reason they say from Yarmouth down to Scarborough is because it's peculiar, I believe, to this part of the world, where they would describe going up towards the equator and down towards away from the equator. So often we think about north being up and south being down, but quite often fishermen and sailors would flip that around and say they were going downhill towards north and uphill, heading up towards the equator if they were heading south. So that's why the words are from Yarmouth down to Scarborough, even though Yarmouth is much further south than Scarborough. Anyway, 70 is number 36 in our Road Shanty chorus repertoire. If you have it at home, sing along. Even if you don't, we're going to display the lyrics, so there's no excuse really. It goes like this. And it's 70, boys and men were lost from Grimsby town. From Yarmouth down to Scarborough, many hundreds more were drowned. Our herring craft, our trawlers, our fishing smacks as well. They long defied the bitter night and battled with the swell. Methinks I see some little craft spreading their sails a-lee, as down the Humber they did glide bound in the northern sea. Methinks I see on each small craft a crew with hearts so brave, going to earn their daily bread upon the restless wave. Methinks I see them as they left the land all far behind, casting the lead into the deep, their fishing grounds to find. Methinks I see them on the deck, working with a will, to shoot their net into the deep, either for good or ill. And it's 70, boys and men were lost from Grimsby town. From Yarmouth down to Scarborough, many hundreds more were drowned. Our herring craft, our trawlers, our fishing smacks as well. They long defied the bitter night and battled with the swell. Methinks I see them shoot their trawl upon the Thursday night, and saw the watch upon the deck, and everything was right. Methinks I see them yet again, when daylight did appear, all hands working with a will, getting off their gear. Methinks I see the net on board, and fish so fresh and gay, and all were busily engaged, clearing them away. Methinks I see them put away into the ice below, and then the sea began to rise, and the wind did stronger blow. And it's 70, boys and men were lost from Grimsby town. From Yarmouth down to Scarborough, many hundreds more were drowned. Our herring craft, our trawlers, our fishing smacks as well. They long defied the bitter night and battled with the swell. Methinks I heard the skipper say, my lads will shorten sail, as to the sky to all appearance looks like approaching gale. Methinks I see them yet again, and all on board was right. With sails close reefed, the deck cleared up, and side lights burning bright. Methinks I see them yet again, the midnight hours past. Their little craft was battling there with the fiery blast. Methinks I heard the skipper say, cheer up, my lads, be brave. We'll trust in him who rules the deep, in him who alone can save. And it's 70, boys and men were lost from Grimsby town. From Yarmouth down to Scarborough, many hundreds more were drowned. Our herring craft, our trawlers, our fishing smacks as well. They long defied the bitter night and battled with the swell. Methinks I read the thoughts of them who now are called away. They were thinking of their loved ones dear, many miles away. Thinking of wife and children dear, and aged parents too, who no more will see them here again in this world below. Great God, thou sees each sorrowing heart, the widow in distress. Thou knows the little children dear, who now are fatherless. Comfort and cheer them here below, and lead them by thy hand. And at last may they meet with their loved ones dear in the promised land. And it's 70 boys and men were lost from Grimsby town. From Yarmouth down to Scarborough, many hundreds more were drowned. Our herring craft, our trawlers, our fishing smacks as well. They long defied the bitter night and battled with the swell.
Lovely, Paul. Thank you. So I'm going to actually just tell everyone what our word of the week, or how you heard it, boy, is. And the word for hudrin from this book means a large youth or young man grown awkwardly tall. We know a few of them, also known as a hobbity-hoy or hippity-hoy. In Scottish, hudrin means slovenly in person. Also huthering, a stupid fellow. Here in Suffolk means the above, a large youth or young man grown awkwardly tall. So there you go. And I would just say as well, we are slightly late, and for which we apologise, but we are now heading over to Zoom. Okay, so we're going to finish here for now. Say thanks for watching. Please catch it again. Not too late to click share. Join us in Zoom, any members, and we'd love to see you there. And if not, we will be here next week, won't we, Paul?
Yep. Take care, everyone, and be safe. Can't wait to see you next week.
Yeah, thank you.